So there's a lot of very important things to have in the lease. So obviously the big things: deposit, rent, when the rent is due, what's going to happen if the rent is late. Your state probably has landlord-tenant laws, and so there's some things that are specified in that, but still put those things in your lease. How many people are allowed to live in the house? Who those people are? If you have somebody that has a child that is 18 that lives in the house, they need to be on the lease as well. Otherwise, if you do have to evict, you've got another issue. They're not a minor. You have to be treated differently. What's going to happen if you find a pet, if there's no pets allowed? What happens if they smoke in the house? What happens if they're not keeping up with the property? Do they have to mow it? All of these things need to be in there. So anything you can think of that could go wrong in a property, you need to make sure it's addressed. Something we have in ours is something staying somewhat to the effect of, hey, there's no mold in the house right now. If there ends up being mold later, that's going to be because you let something continue. You let, a water leak go on that you didn't do anything with, or you didn't tell us about. Obviously, if if a faucet's leaking or a sink's leaking or there's a leak in the roof, if a tenant doesn't tell you about it, you can't fix it. So it's not our fault if you get mold. You've had a leak and you haven't given us an opportunity to fix it. Plus, you've incurred additional damage on the property. So you need to make sure those things are identified in there. So if this happens, this is what's going to be the consequence.